All right, we're live. So welcome back to Dapp University. So today we've got a lot to talk about. Lots happened since our live stream yesterday. We do these here Monday through Friday about 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So you can show up here every single day, turn on notifications, or every Monday through Friday, I should say. Turn on notifications to catch us when we go live. So today we're going to talk about Ethereum Classic, which is trending right now, and what you need to know about it. All right, if you're thinking about this project, I'm going to talk about it as a blockchain developer who works with the Ethereum protocol on a daily basis, and what you need to know about Ethereum Classic, and a lot more. Look at the cryptocurrency markets. Look at some other big news that's happening in the space right now. So before we get into that, if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to become a blockchain master step-by-step, start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. And last but not least, I hate these disclaimers. There's always scammers down in the comment section below. Just ignore them. I'll never ask you to invest with me, give you my phone number, and this is not financial advice. Like, nothing I'm saying in this video is like designed to persuade you to buy or sell any cryptocurrency business information. So we got people jumping in the chat here. We got Culture Highs, Bruno, Vincent, Natasha. I guess is it Danny? How come I'm saying that right? THX Life, Jason, Alberto, Anthony, Jacob, Luis, River, Josh. Welcome. So let's jump into this. So I want to make this video about Ethereum Classic. Number one, because it's trending, and because it's trending, I'm sure lots of people have questions about it. And I've got lots of questions about it the other day, and like after actually the past couple days in these live streams. So I want to bring it up. I know this is on a lot of people's minds. I'm sure people have questions about what this is. That's the first thing we'll talk about. We'll talk about a lot more, but let's just start there. So let's just see here. So Ethereum Classic has jumped into the top 15 on the cryptocurrency charts by market cap. Okay, so we've seen it like absolutely blast off over the past several weeks. So why is this happening, in my opinion? So I don't keep a ton of I don't really stay up to date that much on the Ethereum Classic space about what's happening. There may be some tech innovations that have happened there. I haven't heard about them. I think if there was something big that came up, I would have seen it already in sort of my watering holes that I watch as far as tech innovation goes. I haven't seen that. So a lot of it makes me think it's got a lot to do with just the momentum that's happening with Ethereum right now. So the Google search trends for Ethereum are at an insane high. We'll look at that here in a minute. A 5-year high, it's all-time high. But I have a feeling that a lot of what's going on with Ethereum Classic right now is basically just riding the momentum of the Ethereum wave that we've seen over the past month or so. Okay, of course, Ethereum cryptocurrency itself has gotten a lot of attention. We've seen Ethereum go up to its new all-time high over the past 180 days, right? I mean, we're here down at $400, and now we're up to $3,600 basically. So this has been huge. We've seen a lot of innovation happen on the Ethereum ecosystem. I think that also gives people, some kind of hope for what could become of the Ethereum Classic ecosystem, and also, I think also people have this bias of like buying Ethereum Classic because it's the cheaper version of Ethereum. If about unit bias yesterday, you see Ethereum Classic here, it's $132, and people think, like if it becomes worth, $3,500, then I'm gonna be a zillionaire. And so, I mean, this does have some correlation with the actual assets because Ethereum and Ethereum Classic work in a very similar way. But it doesn't take into account the demand that's actually happening for the Ethereum asset itself and the productivity that's happening on top of the Ethereum blockchain. And that is really dwarfing, in my opinion, what's happening on Ethereum Classic. But one thing I actually want to bring up, because people who don't really watch this space very much or haven't been around for a long time will not know about this. But Ethereum Classic had some issues with 51% attacks not too long ago, to tell you the truth. So I'm actually pulling up this article here that came up a while back. I think this was in last September. So this was a third 51% attack in a month. So the reason why I want to bring this up is because people, when they're investing in cryptocurrency, like there's a lot of magical internet money here that people don't understand, and they're just throwing their money onto a project that they don't understand the technical fundamentals of. So you have to understand, like, whenever you're buying a cryptocurrency, in most cases, you're doing one or two things. You're either buying a cryptocurrency that is like a native cryptocurrency of a blockchain, like Bitcoin is the currency that is run by the Bitcoin blockchain. Ether is the cryptocurrency that's run by the Ethereum blockchain. So that's one way. You're either buying like an underlying cryptocurrency or you're buying like a token, okay? But a token is usually a new cryptocurrency that's run on top of a different blockchain like Ethereum. Ethereum lets you have ERC20 tokens, lets you create your own cryptocurrency without creating your own blockchain. That's what Ethereum-based tokens are. Chainlink token, Aave token, lots more, okay? So so the reason I bring this up, whenever you're buying these things, you're actually relying upon the integrity of the underlying blockchain that this asset sits upon. So like, if I was new and I wanted to have a long-term investment, I would want to really be thinking about the structural integrity of the blockchain that I was, holding funds on. And that's one of the reasons that my largest cryptocurrency holdings are in Bitcoin and Ether, right? So, I mean, Ether is my number one holding. I think Bitcoin's right after. I haven't honestly checked my balance in a while. So part of those reasons for me and for the long-term conviction bets is the actual structural integrity of those blockchains. Now, Ethereum Classic, for example, has had some issues. So part of it as well is what order exchange is going to do in this case. Like, so I'm thinking about this from my perspective as someone who wants to hold. If I'm thinking about what I want to hold long-term, if an emergency ever happened, what could I get in and out of? Could I trade it on a decentralized exchange? Can I trade it on a centralized exchange? Is the exchange going to suspend withdrawals and deposits of the cryptocurrency that I hold? And that's a potential risk if your blockchain has a security flaw in it or it has issues with security. We saw this here after the first two attacks. Exchange, they were basically saying they would consider delisting the asset due to network's severe lack of security. Coinbase took drastic measures by extending deposits and withdrawal confirmation times for Ethereum Classic to roughly 2 weeks. So if you got into a real pinch and you had a security issue with your assets and then you couldn't do anything with it for 2 weeks, like that would be kind of an issue. So that's what I think about. I know a lot of people in this space are here just for a short-term, quick buck, basically, and they don't really care about holding things long-term. I'm fully aware of that. But I do feel a personal sense of responsibility for letting people know what they're getting themselves into. In this space, there's lots of beginners here who haven't been around a long time. And, I see so much shade thrown around on Twitter for people talking about, or people wanting to get into altcoins and why would you hold larger cap cryptos like Bitcoin and ETH right now? Well, part of it is when I personally got into this stuff. I personally got into stuff a long time ago before the prices are at the current levels. And I realized for new people coming in, the real attractive thing is to buy much lower cap stuff. But you have to think about the risk reward scenario here. Like if the crypto markets really are a game of musical chairs right now, let's just say that we're in a speculative bubble. And the bubble pops, when the music goes off and everybody's running for a chair, what do you want to be holding? And in many cases, these low cap altcoins are not what I would personally want to be holding. I would not want to be holding a cryptocurrency that I couldn't get out of, all that kind of stuff. And so I like to let people know where my head's at and the type of risk that I like to take. I'm a fairly, conservative risk taker on the grand scheme of things for crypto. I mean, anybody who buys crypto and has conviction and holds it is not really conservative by world standards, in my opinion. But by crypto standards, I'm a cautious risk taker. I'll put it that way. I don't like to actively trade. I like to buy and hold. I like to buy stuff that I know I can get in and out of. Hold for a long time, all that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to play the trading game, change lines at the grocery store, try to figure out what the next big move is. So let's see here. Let me pull up give me 1 second here. I had another link that I'm going to pull up my screen here. So let's actually check the prices of other cryptocurrencies here. So that being said, I know I said, if anybody's out there is a Ethereum Classic, really into it, community member, all that kind of stuff. I'm not dogging Ethereum Classic by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just letting people know the realities of what the history is out there because, there are people who are going to be throwing large amounts of money on this market. And I think it's, disingenuous to pretend like there haven't been problems in the past. And yeah, people need to know about this stuff. So, anyways, as far as a like future price of Ethereum Classic, I don't know. I think a lot of what we're seeing now is momentum. People chasing the momentum. It looks like the momentum is kind of leveled off a little bit, right? We can see here, we saw a really big run up. It kind of peaked and then we're leveling off. We could range for a while. We could start to, go down. The other thing about it is we're kind of in that phase in the market where like stuff that just hasn't run yet starts running. I mean, we've seen this with other chains as well, and that could be a big factor in why Ethereum Classic's been doing its thing. So let's talk about, let's look at the other prices, right? So Bitcoin, kind of check on the overall health of the market here. So Bitcoin, we're at 57,054. So on the 2-week chart here. So 14-day is looking somewhat bullish. Okay, we're on an upward trend here. The 90-day is still looking kind of sideways, right? You could basically just draw a straight line for this. Maybe slightly up and to the right, but mostly sideways. All right, this looks like it's some consolidation. Yeah, we'll see what happens if we kind of get back up at this level, start to break out of this. Yeah, I'm just going to wait and see. No real thoughts there. No real warning signs necessarily in terms of the Bitcoin action. I did make the video yesterday talking about how it's important to be cautious, especially since we saw like Ethereum run up so fast and then start to see a lot of other alts run as well. It's a really positive market sentiment. It's really frothy. Everybody's like, yeah, everybody's going to make money, can't lose. And like, that's typically when something bad happens. Not always. I'm not saying you need to like get out and, end the party early or anything like that, but it's always a time to be cautious. When everybody else is super bullish, it's a good time to be cautious. Put your thinking cap on, because yeah, it's really easy to get controlled by emotions in this game, and that door swings both ways. So check out the Ether price here. So we're at $3,493.72. So a little bit off all-time high here. So we hit all-time high. Let's see here. Last all-time high was yesterday. I mean, we're climbing. We're climbing. It's starting to slow down a little bit, but I would like to see this continue on here. So one thing, here's a good reason why I think Ethereum is still bullish for this sort of short to midterm. I hear murmurings, or maybe not murmurings, but I hear rumors, right? Of institutional buyers of Ethereum. So we'll see. Like, these rumors have not been confirmed. You'll be the first to know on this YouTube channel if we find this out. Typically how this goes down is people like kind of buy behind the scenes, right? And then they make big announcements after they've done it. So basically they get to the opportunity first and then they tell everybody. So I would not be surprised if we see that, soon. So we'll see. Like I said, this is all rumors right now. I can't confirm any of this stuff. That's just what I'm hearing. But one thing that I am seeing quite a bit of, and this could be an indication of retail interest, also institutional interest, is Google search trends for Ethereum are absolutely exploding. So let's check on that right now. This is over the past 5-year history. Okay, we are at 2 times the 2017 all-time high. Or early 2018 high. So last bull cycle peaked out for Bitcoin at the end of 2017, and then Ether hit its all-time high, ripped to its all-time high in January, weeks after the Bitcoin price peaked. So you can see here the Google search trends for Ethereum back then. How Google trends work is this y-axis changes here in the sense of it's just a range. It's like a 1 to 100. 100 is the max search volume ever, and then so back in 2018. End of 2017, this would have been the 100 line, right? And now the 100 line has doubled. So right here, like our previous all-time high is less than 50% of where we are now. So there's over twice the search volume for Ethereum right now, which is absolutely crazy. Because I mean, I was growing the bulk of my YouTube channel and like getting everybody interested in this technology all through here. You know what I mean? Like, this was a hard time to be in crypto. I'll tell you, we were grinding, we were building stuff. This is when a majority of the DeFi innovation was happening, when nobody cared. But that's where their major opportunity was being inside of a room, an empty room that you expected to get really crowded one day. We didn't know when that day was going to come, but it's it's here now. All right. We don't know if the room is temporarily full or if it's long-term full. But yeah, this is I have a side tangent here, but this was an insane time to be building this space when nobody cared about crypto, but we were building like the next amazing stuff. So anyways, Ethereum search trends are a massive all-time high. Part of that, like I said, it's going to be affected by institutions and retail. Like I said, retail investors are primarily people who are getting on their computer going like, how do I buy Bitcoin? How do I buy Ethereum? What is Ethereum Classic? All this kind of stuff. And so you see the search trends reflect that type of thing. And then they go to like, sign up for a coin, sign up for a cryptocurrency exchange account, maybe a Robinhood account, all that type of stuff, buy cryptocurrency that way. But the search volume can also be an indication of institutions too, because I mean, they won't move the needle in terms of search volume as much as retail, because you need a lot of retail investors to help move the needle in price. And you'll see a lot of them get on Google search trends, but you're still seeing institutional folks research, right? And so that's going to help move the needle for that type of stuff too. So another thing is the Gary V NFT drop. Okay, so I haven't watched up too much on this. If anybody has any comments about this, leave it down in the chat below. Have you seen the Gary V NFT drop? Has it happened yet? I want to know more about this. I tried to do some Googling about it, but I haven't seen anything. I saw an interview with Gary V come up where he's talking about it. I didn't get time to watch it. I want to go back and watch it. But I want to know, is it live? Let me know down in the comment section below. Somebody says he's pushing it back till mid next week. Okay, so maybe, yeah, maybe it's not happening just yet. So I'm gonna stay updated on this. The interview, the 5 minutes of the interview I saw yesterday looked pretty cool. That Gary was really trying to be authentic with this NFT launch. That was long-term commitment, not like a cash grab or anything like that. So I'm excited to see what it's about. So maybe we'll update you guys next week whenever this goes live. So let's also check on the on-chain metrics here. Okay, so let's look at the on-chain metrics in terms of the Bitcoin price. I'm trying to continue to use this as an overall indicator of the market health. Let's see here. So the net unrealized profit loss, we're at 0.65, okay? So we're not too far from where we were yesterday, right? We're about the same. We got plenty of headroom to rise for this euphoric level. Awesome, no big changes there. So another thing I was thinking about in terms of actual main Ethereum chain is saw this article come up yesterday on Fortune magazine. So there are two real reasons why Ethereum is taking off. And it's actually pretty good article, for beginners. This is when you start seeing like major publications like Forbes and others like doing these types of pieces, that they're seeing the search volume go up too. They're trying to write articles that people are searching for to get traffic on their website, for ads, all that kind of stuff. So basically, we're seeing, more and more interest in this, major publications. This is awesome. Again, new people probably won't understand like how big of a deal this is because, years ago, we didn't have this kind of attention. And the fact that we're having this attention more and more and more and more is awesome. So anyways, talking about Ethereum being up more than 50% last week. Actually, does a pretty good job of explaining why it's up. It's a pretty good job explaining like what Ethereum is to beginners. So talking about the 2017 crypto bubble, all that kind of stuff. What Ethereum is, why people are holding it, talking about NFTs. So like if you have friends or family who won't watch a YouTube video, but they want to read an article from a major publication like this, then this might be a good thing to show them. I'll drop a link to the article in the YouTube chat here. So let's look at, somebody says something about Doge. Let's look at Doge here. So Doge is at 60 cents. I mean, we'll see if Doge goes to $1. As always, not financial advice. I'm not buying any Doge. I'm staying out of it. but I do think Doge could hit $1 based on sheer momentum alone. Gosh, it's crazy. But I mean, but this is insane. Look at this pattern, right? Boom. This is basically forming the exact same pattern twice. So if I had to guess, we would either form this very similar pattern and shoot up, or like we would kind of do this and maybe not make a second high and then range for a while. But I do think by sheer momentum we can hit $1. We'll see what happens. So we got any questions in the chat here? So it'll probably be a little bit of a shorter stream today. I'll answer a couple questions, and then I actually got to jump off here. But let's, if you got any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. So what should blockchain developers be learning for ETH 2.0? How to build apps for ETH 1.0, and then also how to port them for layer 2 scaling solutions, which there's not a ton of good information on that right now. That will become more apparent as these layer 2 scaling solutions ship. So Thorchain, Rune, yeah, I don't have any thoughts on the asset itself, but I posted a video earlier this week about Thorchain. I think it's a cool project for sure. Will Doge hit $1? I don't know. I think it can by sheer momentum, like I was saying before. Excuse me. Sorry. Not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy Doge. I'm not buying any Doge, but I do think it can. So what's the London fork for ETH? So this is going to be when EIP 1559 happens. I think somebody asked about EIP 1559. This is basically when Ethereum introduces fee burning. There's actually lots of things in the proposal itself, but the one that people are most excited about is the fee burning. So basically this has a potential to make ETH deflationary. So like whenever I send a transaction on Ethereum, it splits the fee up into two parts, the base fee and the miner tip, and the base fee is what will get burnt. And the whole idea here is this can make ETH net deflationary over time. Especially this crypto market's in a bubble. It might be. I'll just put it this way. If you're holding cryptocurrency, you should be prepared for it to go down. This is a cycle, not a bubble. I guess you could redefine that as a cyclical bubble. So what's the London hard fork? That's what I was saying a minute ago. So the EIP 1559 will come out. It should be in July. How do I feel about Web3 solutions? So lots of what we do in DeFi right now basically is Web3. It's the internet of value. So we're putting money on the blockchain. We're interacting with it in a decentralized way. So there's more to Web3 than that. We definitely need the technology to come a little farther before we can really implement Web3 in a widespread way that can really compete with Web 2.0 for like general web applications and things like that. And there's no real like reason to say that we won't take the best of all worlds, right? Like we will probably still use web servers, you know what I mean? Like in Web3 world, it's just we'll use them for certain things. We're talking about censorship resistance and all that kind of stuff. Like there will be parts of the applications likely that are built with blockchain and parts of the things that are built in centralized ways. So, you know, we still need time to figure out some of these things to build a brand new world that runs a Web 3.0, but yeah, we're making good progress. So that's all I got for today, everybody. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps the videos out so more people can learn about blockchain. You know, if you're as fascinated with this technology as I am, how can you get your hands dirty? How can you get started today? You can go to my YouTube homepage. You can find any of my free courses there. They're like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. If you like those and you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you want to take a master shortcut entirely, I can show you how to become a blockchain master step by step, start to finish, over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. Okay, you don't have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.